The Saint Lucia Air and Seaports Authority Slaspa convened a National Maritime Symposium Monday in Castries, bringing together maritime stakeholders to address critical issues of safety, regulation and economic development just weeks before the busy cruise ship season begins. The event, hosted by Slaspa's Division of Maritime Affairs, is focused on trends, safety and strategic planning for the island's maritime sector. With Global Port Holdings forecasting a significant 10% increase in cruise ship arrivals, the need for heightened safety standards on St. Lucia's waters, particularly the West Coast, was a critical theme. Local maritime professionals underscored the urgent need for greater accountability among boat owners and captains to curb a high number of accidents.
With more traffic, there's a need for a lot of self-regulation among the boat owners for applying for hire, and I'm really concerned about the numbers of accidents that we've been getting over the years. Is significant, and we need to curtail it and address the safety issues.
The consultants stressed the need for responsibility for both owners and captains, urging them to respect water resources used by snorkelers, sailors and sea bathers.
We need to pay attention to the rules and regulations on the water, especially demarcation, signage, etc. And we have to respect that water resource because there are snorkelers, there are sailors, there are sea bathers, there are recreational persons using that resource. And it's a huge responsibility when you're a captain on a vessel and a crew on a vessel. So safety has to be one of the main concerns before you reach your destination and after.
The core objective of the symposium, according to Slaspa's Director of Maritime Affairs, Christopher Alexander, is to establish new guidelines and professionalize the sector. Operators were informed of new standards to be implemented during the upcoming cruise season, especially concerning vessels operating within the Port Castries area. Key topics included vessel concessions, new shipping laws, and port safety.
So, for example, we know the GPH will be operating part of the port within the Castries seaports, and they will be expecting all the boaters to have the certain documents on board. What we discussed in terms of the concessions that the Ministry of Infrastructure is offering the boating community. Most boaters have told us they're not aware of it, so we wanted to bring up that discussion. We are quickly aware of the contribution that the boating community brings to the tourism sector, and we're hoping that to professionalize, increase efficiency within the boating sector. So in that context, we've invited the seafarers on board as well to ensure that this year we don't have no incidents or accidents within the boat operators.
Alexander confirmed that the new requirements are not designed to be a financial burden, but rather to enhance safety. Mandates include the carrying of official identification cards and marine pollution decals on vessels.
We want to discuss other conventions that we are considering. For example, all the seafarers now, they must carry their ID cards when they're out on the sea. And also in terms of the pollution, they have to carry the MAPOL or marine pollution decal on board those vessels. So those are some of the areas that Slaspa saw in terms of trying to enhance the boating safety and security of vessels operating in our island. We wanted to again bring up the importance of the open ship registry. Persons are not aware that we actually have a functioning open ship registry. However, we wanted to expand it to foreign countries so that we can increase the economic base of the shipping sector. So those are some of these things we wanted to discuss at the meeting, but not just discuss, but we want a solutions base. So the whole workshop there is bring up concerns about the boating sector, but then for us as the maritime sector, the experts, to provide solutions along with our maritime counterparts, again, to build up the maritime sector in Saint Lucia.
The National Maritime Symposium, taking place at the conference room of the Ministry of Infrastructure, is intended to be a vital forum for local maritime-related stakeholders to engage in dialogue and collaboration. Slaspa is encouraging all stakeholders to participate in the important discussions that will shape the future of St. Lucia's maritime landscape. Gina Filippi, HTS News Force.